Today, we'll be discussing the top 16 collegiate esports programs, rated by a model I created based on Tespa tournament results in the modern era. After I shared the results with you, you may get angry at the placement of some of the programs, as well as notable omissions. This is totally understandable, but please stick around and I'll go over the methodology of the model, as well as address some of the weaknesses and possible updates to the model in the future. So I'll just jump right into the results, pretty rapid fire here, and we can talk about them after. Now, the top 4 programs consist of schools with the most program diversity and continuity. Many of these will make sense to a lot of people that follow the collegiate scene closely. They are number 1, Rutgers University. Number 2, University of California, Berkeley. Number 3, University of Toronto. And number 4, the University of North Texas. Programs 5 through 8, or what I call the Southern California zone, consist of schools with very strong placements in the games in which they contend. Number 5, University of California, San Diego. Number 6, University of California, Irvine. Number 7, California State Polytechnic University, Pomona. And number 8, Pennsylvania State University. Programs 9 through 12 contain an array of multi-region perennial contenders. Number 9, the University of Utah. Number 10, University of Kentucky. Number 11, Louisiana State University. And number 12, University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Programs 13 through 16 honestly just had some pretty surprising results. Number 13, Université Laval. Number 14, Northeastern University. Number 15, University of California, Los Angeles. And number 16, the University of Maryland, College Park. Again, guys, this is a model based on the results from Tespa tournaments only. There are notable omissions here of great competitive programs, such as League of Legends powerhouses Maryville and UBC. Additionally, you can look all over the country and find exemplary programs, such as Michigan, UNC, or Carleton University. They're a large part in setting the standard for how esports programs should be run. These schools and programs like them may find themselves underrepresented by this model, as their strengths may not be highlighted by this particular dataset. So now there's a lot to contend with here, but for now, we'll move into the explanatory part of the video, where I go over the model in more depth and then defend some of the results. The goal of the model is simply to rank the best overall collegiate esports programs by Tespa tournament results only, and any specific part of the model is developed in service of that goal. The ranks of the programs are sorted by a point system based on 3 values: placement, continuity, and diversity. Placement points are generated by a program's specific placement in a game on any given semester. 4 points are given to first place placements, while 3 points are given to second place placements. 2 points are given to third and fourth place, and 1 point is given to 5th through 8th places. Additionally, continuity points are awarded, and they are based on placements over a period of time. So 3 points would come if you placed in 3 different calendar years. 2 points for a placement in 2 different years, and 1 point for a placement in 1 calendar year, but across multiple semesters. Diversity points are also awarded and are based on having a wide array of games supported by your program. 4 points for 4 different games placed, 3 points for 3 different games placed, and just 1 point if you only place in 2 different games. So these parts of the algorithm seek to give weight to programs that show a diverse array of supported games at the top tier, right? And they reward continuity for the strength of that program over a period of time. This weakens the case for programs that may have only had like 1 miracle team that competed and placed really highly for just 1 game in 1 semester. So what is the timeline here? What is the modern era? So the timeline for this dataset begins in fall 2016 with the addition of Overwatch as a consistent title to the collegiate circuit, so all the way up to the present day term of spring 2019. At this juncture, we have esports programs managing players and teams across multiple titles, instead of just counting on or hoping for the success of 1 team at any given time to dictate the program's success. Additionally, tiebreakers were only used for the top 10 placements. They were weighted towards placement points, to dissuade accusations of personal biases. Now, this has a positive effect on bias reduction, but is a little at odds with the goal of the model. This is something that may be addressed in the future based on feedback, maybe something I'll change. I feel compelled to address my personal bias as someone involved in the development of the esports program at the University of North Texas. While some of the impetus for putting in the work to provide the empirical data was driven by the want to share how well I feel our program compares to the field, I don't feel like any specific development of the model favors my alma mater over other schools. Now, this model is more colored by my Tespa player experience over the last 4 years across multiple games. While hard to come across the exact personal placement, I can confidently say I have one of the highest amount of Tespa games played and highest amount of wins of any individual player. I would much prefer if you viewed my perspective on this model from the competitive lens over just the school that I was a part of. But there are some inherent weaknesses other than that of the model that I'd like to go over. So currently, the model only seeks to focus on Tespa tournament results for now, and as such omits League of Legends and Counter-Strike from the equation. So programs that invest heavily into those two titles may not find their strength represented in the way they would like. I would contend though that any program ranked in the top tier of this model also probably invest heavily into those games as well. Additionally, data outside the top 8 is a little hard to find, and some programs might have consistent strong placements in a game. Maybe a program is like top 16 in everything, but they're not on here, right? So yeah, they'll definitely be underrepresented, and this is something I want to address in the future when I have access to more data. Hearthstone also has a potential weighting issue due to variable nature of results as indicated by the stark number of unique programs represented by Hearthstone and no other games. The first obvious update would be to add the dataset to include the upcoming Spring Collegiate Esports Championship, as well as looking to expand to top 16 placements when I can get my hands on that data. Hearthstone represents a dataset with the most unique and variable placements, indicating that the results of the game may not be in strong service of the model goal as the other 3 titles. I plan on exploring the possibility on lowering the weight of Hearthstone results and tweaking the numbers based on the strength of tournaments offered semester to semester. If you want to view the raw data behind the model to see exactly how I came to the conclusions that I did, a link to a version of the Google Sheet can be found in the description below. Feel free to let me know how you feel about the results or how you would update the model in the future in the comments below. Thanks for sticking it out through what is probably very boring methodology and analytical discussion, but your time's always appreciated here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.